Hello and welcome, my lovely Gemini. Gemini, I am the Queen of Clovers and welcome to my reading. This is a general reading for November for you. I'm going to start with my oracle cards from the Witch's Oracle. So this will be Oracle Tarot and Cartomancy if needed. Remember, this is a general reading for my Gemini. Ooh, I'm going to take both of these. Ooh, I felt that. This is a general reading for my Gemini. Could be for anyone, anybody, or nobody. Cross-watchers, welcome. As with all tarot readings, please take what is yours and leave out all the rest. And if enamored by my reading, please like and subscribe. And, ooh, losing my ring here. I did lose weight since I've had the flu for a little bit, but I guess it's not the flu. I guess they keep telling me it's a cold. It doesn't qualify as a flu. And for about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks almost. So here we go. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. What have you been doing? Gemini, Gemini. I have the boar here and the noose, both in the upright. To start the reading, the boar is the masculine energy. The noose is time to give it up. The jig is up when it comes to the noose. You're a dude. No, I'm just kidding. It's time to say your prayers, you know. Robin Hood might save you from the noose, but let's be honest. It's time to start acting a little better. Because you've kind of been caught being boorish, which is not pleasant, and a little bit rough around the edges, and maybe a little cruel unnecessarily so. But it needs to stop. It needs to come to an end, you know. Very final countdown kind of feeling. A lot of swords here with the World card. 9 of Swords in reverse, 2 of Swords. Look. You may have been able to relieve some of your nightmares for a little bit, Gemini, but that's because of the decision you made or the decision you're not making or the settling you're doing. It feels like you settled for something maybe, and that made you pick something you didn't necessarily want or resisting something that was a little more difficult, and you have to give that up. You have to go for the real deal. You have to go for the happy meal. You have to go through to the end and move on to this higher level. And I know what happens when you move on to a higher level, which, you know, the people that used to be acceptable to your dating pool goes down, and Gemini, your social pool may be going down, and you may be getting a little upset about it, especially if you've been settling or not really coming to terms with everything that you really could be. And it's unfortunate, but let's see what we've got here in the tarot real quick for this Gemini reading. It just means that you're going to start dating better people. It also means you're not going to want to hook up or just have dinner, you know, get your free dinner or whatever, if that makes sense, Geminis. I like this spooky reading feel. You can kind of see the cards. The 10 of Swords, which is, you've been kind of trying to prevent the 10 of Swords with, you know, things that make you feel good or temporary fun, but it's coming down to you've got to walk through that pain, not just the happiness. Your happiness needs to be more sincere, and that's going to take a little work for that, this 8 of Coins here. I do have the 4 of Cups here, but I have the 10 of Swords right next to it, which tells me it's kind of false, perhaps. The worst may be over, but you may have some connections that need to be severed, party connections, perhaps, make-do connections. There's this make-do feeling that you had, and you've moved ahead. You have to keep moving ahead. You have to accept the fact that you're better than this, Gemini. I kind of like that one. You have to accept the fact that you've worked harder. You've been able to do more. You're more magic than, one card at a time, please, Spirit. You're more magic than you have allowed yourself to be, and now you're coming into quite a bit of turmoil because you're settling. So it's not, the rewards aren't as great or as good as they could be if you just moved on to that next level, but you're still kind of staying in this one area, this spot, this one group. It's time to move on. It's so much time to move on. I have the Page of Wands here. Oops. I'm going to put those back and take this one card at a time, Spirit, and the Ace of Swords. Very new beginning energy from both. But the Ace of Swords is really looking outside of yourself for something. It is a new journey, a new thought. The Page of Wands is the passion of it. You're definitely looking outside of yourself, Mad Hatter style, for more. Inspired by the Cheshire Cat, if you like that. It's not enough to just have one good garden for a Gemini. Ooh, let's see what here. I have the Nine of Cups, and it's not and the Judgment card in reverse. It's not enough for this Gemini to just have one good garden. A Gemini needs a party place. And I have the Moon card. What you find out during the moon phases this month, to set your intentions November 4th, and then the full moon is coming around at the end of, towards the end of the month. It's very important that you pay attention to those phases, Gemini, because there's something you're going to be told. How to get your mansion with your pool, and let go of your past. Cut off your past. There's something about cutting off your past, and it's not all of it. It's not your mama that you have to cut off, but it's definitely that feeling of cutting off. I have the King of Swords here with the Six of Coins. It's cutting off the lesser. It's just cutting off what you're not worth. I have the Knight of Swords in reverse here, which just tells me you're not. It tells me you're being a little more cautious than you usually are, Gemini. But I do have the King of Swords here. And I have that right next to the Six of Coins, which is getting what you're worth. If you want to be full power, full Gemini power into the King of Swords, you are going to have to seek what you're worth. You're going to have to seek bigger treasure so you can be more generous. You know, right here in your status, I have the Nine of Coins in reverse, which tells me that you barely have a garden of your own, and it's becoming apparent that you can't be frivolous and wishy-washy Knight of Swords running around trying to make shit happen, especially if that shit is a lot of fun, because it's not going to pan out if you're not putting shit together. Wow, that's a lot of shit. Five of Cups. Yeah, being selective. Five of Cups can be a little sad. You know that this person gets left with the castle? People always forget that about this Five of Cups. She isn't necessarily left with the castle in this one, but she's definitely left with choice beverages. Choice cups. Where's that? Choice cups here. With light in them. With possibility in them. Stop mourning the loss of something that isn't even good for you, Gemini, because there's things around you that are pretty damn exciting. You just can't see them yet because you haven't been there yet. Spirit is saying you need to... This is kind of like if you worked retail your whole life and then you're kind of moving into office work or day work, you know, real work with benefits and stuff. You know, something a little more professional where you're going to have to maybe wear a tie, or maybe wear professional as not to knock retail, but I'm just saying something a little more formal, so that you're going to have to adjust a little bit. Maybe now driving your clunker to work, or or your motorcycle to work every day is maybe not as appropriate as maybe one of them Teslas is going to be soon. If you kind of move into this direction, even if you're going to be doing work that you deeply love, but you'll have to cross into that path of a fanciness apart, or vice versa. It could be some casualness. It's some aspect of it that has you resistant, has you that Two of Swords, kind of like, maybe I'll just stay back here and get nice and comfortable in a Nine of Swords situation and just work all the time. Work, instead of just going through those Ten of Swords, sucking it up, dealing with that difficulty, and getting into a very King of Swords, Six of Coins delight, where you're actually making really good money and you're actually on top of your game too. It's like settling for sand. Not sand, but basic dirt, and supposed to glitter. That was from Spirit, which is a little funny because I had a dream last night that it was not worth the glitter. I had a dream I was in a building that was about to be blown to shreds, but you could go in and like grab beads or like a brand new mattress or something. And before it blew up, if you could hurry, glitter's not worth it. That's my message from Spirit. I just literally went back to bed. Oh. It's a bad temptation. Five of Swords, Four of Swords. What else do I have here? I have the Queen of Swords. Okay. Your love interest is looking as they could be a match for you. But they're also looking at it as maybe we've shared some sharp words and we need to take a break for a little while. You might be in an argument. And it might not even be an argument with somebody. It might just be that you said that golfers were gay or lesbianic, and that person's like, "Aw, but I'm a golfer and I'm neither one of those things." And so your person kind of took a step back and was like, "That's really rude. You just made some random comment that kind of made him take a step back and think twice about, like, am I sure I really want to move forward with this Gemini?" So they're going to take it slowly. They still feel a pretty heartfelt connection with you. I have fours here, so they're trying to create a friendship of a base with you. And I don't think they get some of your humor yet, Gemini. I think they're but they're going to take it slow because I think they realize you were trying to be funny or goofy. And at first, it made them go, "Oh my God, I can't believe I like this person," to, "Oh my God, I'm being ridiculous. I didn't realize you were just trying to be ridiculous or silly," and they kind of took you seriously on something, and now they're like, "Okay, I'm just going to take a moment to get to know you better before I start making too many judgments." A lot of jacks in this reading, and the Jack of Air. You're definitely, will you or won't you? They're not sure. There's a bit of resistance to that. Wow. They feel like they have stolen some of your private moments because they've seen you alone, like maybe in your car or maybe even peeking in your bedroom. Ooh, that is a message from Spirit. Yeah, this person has been able to watch you privately, and they feel like they've stolen some precious minutes from you that maybe have made them like come to love you or perhaps want to be more curious about you. But they need to make that kind of public, that they know these things about you. It's a struggle because how they came across this side of you was extremely private, perhaps, or something that you wouldn't want out in the public, maybe. But they found it so adorable and so lovely. You're definitely a Nine of Pentacles. They're pulling a lot of the same cards as you. And they are trying to complete cycles as much as you. I have nines here, just like you did, and the Six of Pentacles. You guys are both on the same path of, okay, the person you like that you are trying not to leave, that is making you accept crumbs or hookups that suck because you want to be close to this person. When you move up to that position or change where you are away from this group, so is this person. This person is going in that same direction. You will not lose this person or a person like them. Anything you hold off on because you don't want to lose somebody in a particular level that you need to advance from, they're coming with you or they're heading the same direction. Make sure you keep an eye on them, communicate with them very closely, because you may even be the mentor to them or vice versa. They may mentor you, and that's how you're going to get very close. Because you're going to be more like partners than mentors, because that's how well you work together, Gemini. And that's if you're looking for some lovey-dovey action. All right, my darling, thank you for sharing your energy with me. If enamored by this reading, please like and subscribe, and definitely bring the magic back to your life. Love reading next week. And, of course, Thanksgiving reading and full moon reading coming up as well. But have a great week, my lovely Geminis, and good luck. Take the promotion, please.